All right. There we are. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming to Agent Power Hour. We have been doing this call for about 18 months, but now we are doing Agent Power Hour 2.0, where we are bringing on some big guests that you all know and love. We also added some real killers for our co-hosts. So rather than just me and Kyle Powers, we also got Peter Talon, who is awesome with systems and processes and really Google business, and he just crushes it. And also he's really good at making a lot of money. So, but just not good at spending it. And then Adam, who is our AI guy, AI and site CRMs. And we also have Kyle Powers, who just crushes it in his little town of Manhattan, Kansas. And so today, pleased to announce that we got Luca, who is the founder of Actually Agents. He's got over 175,000 Instagram subscribers. He has one of the best Discord channels in the space that's on Thursday nights. I was on it yesterday, and he even let me talk a little bit. I think he might have regretted that. But so, and he's also been featured in the New York Times. So, Luca, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much for having me. I didn't know you would have an AI expert co-hosting. He's probably going to laugh at some of the stuff I talk about. It's very rudimentary, very accessible. Yeah, we'll dive into some social media stuff. I don't know what this format usually is. Question and answer. You want me to just talk at people?
You just start talking and yelling and being your Italian New England self.
All right, fine. I will just start this out briefly with a journey of how Actually Agents came to be. So I got licensed when I was 20 years old, before I could even drink a beer. So I was always kind of a digital native. I had built Facebook pages. I had built social media profiles on a bunch of different sites, theme pages, all this stuff. And then I got my real estate license, and I almost felt like there were only two options open to me. I have to be the super successful businessman posing in front of a BMW with my cell phone in my hand and, $400 suit from Macy's, whatever. Or I had to post really educational content. Neither of these matched up with my personality style, what I like to do, or why I even got my real estate license in the first place. So it was funny, before I got licensed, I was really big on social media. And then after I got licensed, I shut down. I became the secret agent. I didn't know what to post, how how my friends and former colleagues would view me, and I became really frustrated for many years with the business because of that. And I had always been trying to start these side hustles, drop shipping this, blah, 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 make money online, really as an escape from real estate agent. A lot of you guys are nodding your head. I know you've all been there, right? Like, oh, let me do something on the side and get it so big that I don't fucking have to sell houses anymore. Sorry to curse. You're going to hear a lot of F-bombs. And, I had started and failed a couple of these. And then one night I was drunk at a cabin in the woods. And I said, you know what? Everybody lied to me about real estate. I am just going to post what I actually think about the industry. And then Actually Agents was born, and it's taken off to what it is now. James, it's actually 178,000 followers. Don't sell me short.
I said 175 plus, man.
Yeah. So that's how we got here. And the brand has morphed from just a meme page into kind of an online ecosystem of real estate agents. We do have our Discord, which James mentioned. It's completely free. Don't charge any money for it. We do have a mastermind every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we've been running that for 2-3 years. And somewhere along the way, I realized that this problem that I had with real estate agents not understanding social media or being scared to post, it was not an uncommon problem. A lot of people were feeling this. And then as I dive deeper into the online marketing, reading stuff from guys like Alex Hormozi, I started to understand, that social media can be systematized. And the way you systematize it is basically just knowing what to post, when to post, and having a system in place to move people off of these social media platforms, right? So the big problem with Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all these other social media sites is you can't control who sees your content, right? On a best day, your content's going to be seen by 1/3 of the people who follow you. On the worst, it's going to be seen by like 2 people, and one of them's your grandma, right? That's not doing anything. That's not pushing the needle forward. That's not paying off the lease for your white BMW. So what you can control is if you contact people, right? And that necessitates getting their contact information. So my whole approach to social media on Actually Agents and some other pages that I've run has all shifted to how can I get people's contact information. And James, by the way, I'll just keep talking. So if there's questions or you want to stop me to clarify.
Keep on going, man. No, loving it.
So I stumbled upon this term recently. I guess it's been around for a while, but lead magnets. Everybody here has heard of lead magnets. I mean, it seems like in the past 6 months, everyone's talking about lead magnets. And basically what a lead magnet is, if you don't know, is it's a piece of value or content that you exchange for somebody's contact information. On social media, we're just going after their emails to get them into our marketing system. So what does a lead magnet look like for a realtor online? For me, my lead magnets, my audience is real estate agents. It's stuff like ebooks, Instagram do's and don'ts, our Discord mastermind. That's a lead magnet. Something like this Zoom would be a lead magnet for us. Anything that gets us real estate agents emails. For you guys, your lead magnets could be, and I mean, this is really cookie cutter stuff. You're going to groan, but like the top 10 best restaurants in X market, right? 10 things you need to know before buying in X market. All this stuff, just as many lead magnets as you can imagine. And they're all clickbaity titles, 5 things I wish I knew before I bought a house. 6 things about the real estate industry that you should know before selling your house, right? Where I uncover all the secrets. This kind of stuff can just be rotated through and through. And then if you develop a system on your social media for distributing it to your followers, you can easily create, a consistent stream of emails coming into your weekly newsletter or your retargeted Facebook ads, whatever you do. So that's the general premise of the social media strategy. And now we get into the meat and the potatoes. Well, you say to me, Luca, I don't post anything on social media, or my social media is absolutely dust, or I keep posting stuff that my broker provides me and it only gets 3 likes. Well, that's because all that stuff is shit. All your 4th of July holiday e-card, your celebrating Veterans Day, thank you veterans, that you post on your Instagram feed, on your Facebook, really sucks, right? You would be better served having 3 types of posts that you can rotate through every single week. And what would that look like? I always say your business page is your personal page, right? Like me, trust me, do business with me. None of your audience or your potential clients or people you see online, nobody falls in love with a happy 4th of July e-card that you downloaded from the Berkshire Hathaway Resource Center or the Coldwell Banker backend, whatever it's called. Nobody cares about that. They can't fall in love with that. They can't like you from a 4th of July e-card. They can't like you from a just listed or price reduced card. And if they can't like you, they can't trust you. And if you don't have the trust there, it's another obstacle for you when you do get a listing appointment. Like, hey, I have to make these people trust me before I can get their signature on the sheet of paper, right? And having a good social media strategy that's built around you, that maybe sometimes plugs real estate or incorporates real estate into your life, your story, that builds the likability, builds the trust. And then you'll find after a couple months of doing this, if you're actually getting leads and listing appointments off of any social profile, a lot of those objections that you train and script for, they just go away because they already trust you, right? Like me, trust me, do business with me. Remember this, you don't do business with someone you don't trust, and you don't trust somebody you don't like. Social media just opens the world for having people like you in a very efficient manner. You can get your face, your style, your personality, your hobbies, your interests in front of thousands of people, all with a couple clicks of a button. So what would a content strategy look like for a real estate agent? By the way, James, am I good to just keep going? I got to stop.
No, I think
Keep
no.
ranting.
No, you got a lot of good stuff. I got a lot of questions once you're done. I'm sure a lot of others do too. So
Yeah,
good
I mean,
stuff.
any questions that are appropriate for me to pause right now? Because I'll switch topics, one topic right into the next one.
Like on Instagram and stuff, like you're posting stuff like, what about we're not all that funny and stuff, and is the humor bring in more clients that you think, if we can keep it, does that provide a lot more engagement, and just kind of, how the average agent can implement kind of what you've done?
Yeah, humor is actually probably the best type of content you can post online. Funny stuff. And by the way, you don't need to recreate the real. Me and guys like the Broke Agent, Lighter Side of Real Estate on Facebook, we create all the humorous posts, right? Nobody's going to call you out for reposting one of my memes. You better tag me. If you don't tag me, we're going to have problems. But nobody is going to be upset that, hey, this was posted by a real estate meme page. The average person's not following actually agents. It's targeted at real estate agents. You guys fixate way too much on what other real estate agents think when they're not giving you any business. So humor is really great because it hacks the dopamine reward system in the brain, right? This is why my page grows so fast. This is why I have an impact on people, because I make them smile, right? I make them laugh. Do you laugh at somebody you hate, right? Does somebody you hate make you smile and feel warm, fuzzy feelings inside? No, absolutely not. That's somebody you like. And if they like me, they're better off. They're more likely to trust me. And if they're more likely to trust me, they're more likely to do business with me. So humor is the absolute ultimate thing that you can do. I'll chill it softly. Actuallyvalue.com is my link tree. If you're really struggling and you don't want to just share my posts or Broke Agents posts, I do have a deal with Lighter Side of Real Estate for their content platform. Right. Thank you, Ryan. And that's right there, along with the free ebook, Instagram do's and don'ts, and sign up for a free follow-up service. So we have like 5,000 memes ready to go that you can put your own branding on if you want. I think it's like $39 a month. I don't really promote it a lot. But really affordable newsletters, memes, whatever. Soft shell. Sorry, James. So yes, humor is good. Next question, or keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
So are you saying, sorry, I'll jump in here real quick. So are you saying just take and literally just reshare your posts is what you're saying would be a good, easy, low bar kind of thing?
Absolutely. At the very least, Instagram specifically, I know Facebook has stories now. At the very least, just share one a day to your story, right? Consistency over time.
Yeah.
Just share one a day.
Go ahead, Lucas. Sorry.
Yeah. Just share one meme a day on your story. If it doesn't work with your aesthetic or the other types of content that we'll get into in a second, doesn't work on your feed, don't worry about it. That's what the story's for little quick hits. Get your name in front of somebody every single day. It's all about consistency on your story, and it's anything goes on your story, right? So just share one meme a day on your story, and instantly you're on your way to being branded, in your sphere as that's the guy who posts funny real estate stuff. They never have to know that it comes from actually agents. Go ahead, Jim.
I was actually going to ask about your thought on schedulers, like Metricool or something like that. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here further in your presentation, but just curious your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think I think schedulers remove one of the greatest things you can have on social media, which is what's the word? Topicality, I guess. Is that the word? Being relevant to the current period of time. If you're one of these guys who like the first of every month, I set up 30 emails that go out that month, or 15 text messages. And that's where I secure my follow-up in that first couple hours, you know, by the end of the month, people aren't even talking about what you scheduled to post, right? So by scheduling everything, you know, weeks out or whatever, I think it does you more harm than good. I think
Quick question on that. Oh, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Just about the scheduling thing. I've noticed because I used to be the scheduler. I used to have Keeping Current Matters auto posting for me, Home ASAP auto posting. And I've noticed that the impression rate on auto posted content is way lower than when you post it. Does the algorithm recognize that?
Yeah. So good you asked, because that's exactly what I was going to get into. Nobody knows how any of these social media algorithms work except for Twitter. That's the only one where the source code is public. So take this with a grain of salt. If any social media guru ever tells you this is how the algorithm works, don't buy their course for $99. They're full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. Yes, I believe, I don't know. I believe that Instagram rewards organic content, right? Stuff posted by individuals and humans, because the human interaction is where they make their money. They make money on humans using the platform, humans clicking the ads, humans buying the products so that the companies continue to push more ads, right? Everything I believe about the algorithm always goes down to how does Instagram make their money? Because it really makes the thought process a lot more straightforward if you just think, how do they make their money? And also, I know for a fact that posts perform worse if you send them out anywhere, right? Like if you have a really good Instagram post and you put it on your newsletter, like, hey, check out this video I did. I don't think the algorithm can discern between you naturally wanting to promote a piece of your content versus some app or engagement group where, hey, go like and comment on this post. All they're seeing is like, yo, 80 people just came from the same domain. They didn't go through our algorithm verification process. This guy might be boosting his engagement, you know, outside of our terms of agreement. And I know Instagram penalizes that because I've played with that a lot. So it would stand to reason that they would penalize other sources of inorganic engagement, content posting, that kind of stuff. And plus, posting it yourself, by the way, is a little bit of a learning experience, because you know what you're posting. Maybe you'll do 10 minutes of scrolling before, see what other people are posting that looks good. I think it's good to post for yourself, see how the post is performing in the first 5-10 minutes, because if you know that, you say, hey, you know, I posted this Keeping Current Matter graphic and I only got like 10 likes in the first 20 minutes, right? But then I posted this video about, you know, some hobby or interest, and that got 10 likes in the first 2 minutes, right? So you're teaching yourself, this is how my page works, this is how my audience operates, this is what they like to see. And you can automate that once you grow enough that it's a consistent audience, you know how to grow, you know how you're getting your emails. But in the beginning, for people just starting and saying, hey, I want to turn social media into a lead pillar for my business, post it yourself. It takes 5 minutes, right?
Hey, Luca, there's a lot of different things that I've heard people go back and forth, like number of hashtags or, you know, length of description. And if you want to write more like a SEO infused blog post, what are your thoughts on that? Or is it more just put out good content that people like?
I think you have to actually use the platforms that you're posting on and you want to grow on, even if it's only 20 minutes a day, because they all change so much. Like I can't tell you, hey, hashtags are good, right? Because they were good 3 weeks ago and now they're bad, right? But how I keep up with specifically Instagram is I use Instagram, and I don't really use it to consume content like a normal user would. I use Instagram to see, hey, this is the type of content that's trending. This is how these accounts are posting. Look, this reel got 100,000 likes or 2 million views. They don't have a single hashtag. So I don't need to use hashtags, right? There's something else that they're doing. Or this guy doesn't use a watermark. So I think you have to use the platforms to kind of have success on them. But if all this seems daunting, there is good news. And this is a little mindset for you guys, because I get up here on this 178,000 followers, or they bring the next guy on 50,000 followers, 60,000 followers. And as someone who maybe doesn't have Instagram and you're listening to this, or maybe you have 200 followers, that seems like a very, very big mountain to climb. And it's almost so daunting that you're like, well, fuck this. I'm going to keep cold calling or keep door knocking. But I want to give you guys some stats and a little bit of inspiration to kind of remove this. I'm never going to get 100,000 followers. You don't need 100,000 followers. You're a real estate agent, right? You are in high ticket sales. Every successful closing is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Online digital marketers, they'll tell you like a good open rate or conversion rate for clients, in a shopping cart or from an ad or from PPC is like 1.5% to 2%, right? 1.5% to 2%. Even Zillow will tell you this. Yeah, our leads close 1.5%, 2%. You tell them that you're consistently pulling 3%, you are a god. They'll want to know your system. How do you consistently get 3% conversions? So let's run this back. If you had 100,000 followers at a 1% conversion rate, that is 1,000 deals a year. Who in here is set up and capable to handle 1,000 deals a year? Probably not anyone by yourself. You got to scale a team, build a brokerage, maybe, who knows, right? So you don't need 100,000, but bring it down to 1,000. 1,000 at a 1% conversion, 10 deals a year, right? It's a nice little juice to your bottom line. Bump it up, get to 2,000, that's 20. If you really work on your conversion rates, get it to 3%. Every 1,000 followers, if they're good local organic followers, should lead to 20 or 30 deals, right? So I just want to get this out of your head. Like, you're not growing on Instagram and doing this stuff to be the next Ryan Serhant, right? Because there is only one Ryan Serhant, and I don't think the market can handle 3 or 4 Ryan Serhants. Nobody wants to watch that many shitty, TikToks, right? You want to get 1,000 local followers, 2,000 local followers. And by the way, that wasn't a shot at Ryan Serhant. We love Ryan Serhant. He's been on our mastermind.
Yeah, we got to be careful. We're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna come on.
I love Ryan.
Luca, how do you do it? So you got a bunch of followers, and especially, even my channels or my Instagram's not even 5,000 people, but it seems like it's really hard to keep up with people messaging and everything else, and just filtering like, hey, are you like an actual potential client, and have to go through that. So I've been looking at like chat bots and stuff, like mini chat and stuff, and kind of playing around with that. What do you do to keep up with all that, and how you can get them filtered in from DM you on Instagram into your funnel and save time that way and streamline it?
Yeah, so I use ManyChat and chat bots. Again, my experience is going to be different than yours because you probably can't post and get 100 people commenting, right? But I take a lead magnet, say this week our lead magnet was this ebook, Instagram do's and don'ts. If you want to copy, actuallyvalue.com. Sorry for the show. That's our lead magnet this week, Instagram do's and don'ts. So I set up a ManyChat flow that basically says, if you comment on this post, type the word growth, and we will give you a copy of our ebook, right? And I made the post really topical. I think it was, you got your real estate license to see pretty houses, and now you have to master social media and start a podcast that no one listens to. And it was like Jennifer Lawrence crying, right? Really topical to the lead magnet. And then I give them the ability to type growth. My chatbot takes care of that. Click this button, we'll send you a link. The link goes to a landing page. The landing page is data gated. Thank you for your email. I will be sure to email you the ebook. And then next week, they're going to get an email where they get upsold. Can't even call it upsold because Nurturely is entirely free, but they get, marketed Nurturely, which is, our main monetization route right now.
That I'm glad you brought it up, because that's actually my biggest question. So how are you monetizing? You give so much value and stuff for free. And then how are you monetizing besides like, you know, the $39.95 a month thing?
Yeah. So, I mean, the deal with Lighter Side's just like a strict affiliate agreement. We had a lead generation company that we launched through the page about 2.5 years ago. That went really good. We were doing lead generation for the top, I mean, really top 5% of agents in the country. We had about 150 teams and brokers using us. And then TCPA compliance laws came out, kind of broke our call center system. So we sold that company off. And then I just kind of chilled for a couple months, and we were kind of figuring out what are the problems that agents had. And we found the top 1% of agents, the creme de la creme. Guess what, guys? I'd have 2 agents, similar markets, similar transaction volume. One of them's getting, 20% conversion on our leads, and the other one's asking for a total refund because all our leads are crap, right? Both can't be true. And then we dive in, we do some case studies, we'd meet with them, we'd have our success manager meet with them. And these guys, if the lead was not ready to go right then and there, buy a house, that was a dead lead. That was a crap lead, right? No follow-up systems. So even at the top of our industry, there's a huge problem with follow-up. And that's what spawned Nurturely, which is the free follow-up system for real estate agents. They give us all their leads and we follow up with them for free. And if during that time there's a chance for a pre-approval, we're sponsored with a mortgage company, and the mortgage company writes the pre-approval. And that's how we make money. So we don't have to take money from real estate agents, which I think personally, I did the real estate agent 3 years. I did brokerage, managing the brokerage for 4 years. It's like everybody instantly, if there's money to be taken out of a real estate transaction, they go after real estate agents, right? We're like the lowest hanging. Hey, there's a $300 short, it's more offensive when it's like $300 gap between the buyer and seller. Take it from the real estate agent's commission, right? Like everyone feels entitled to our commission. All these companies doing referral fees at closing. And with Nurturely, we just wanted to flip the script on that and say, hey, here's a way we can help agents close more deals and create a win-win scenario.
That's fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
Luca, do you want to field some questions from the crowd?
Yeah, absolutely. Before we do that, though, we left off on a point that I think is important for a lot of people listening, which is types of content for real estate agents to post. I kind of left you guys hanging there. So I just want to give you like 3 examples of a content strategy, right? And a content strategy is developed to rotate consistently through. And basically, when you're figuring out your content strategy, there's a couple points you need to make sure a piece of content hits. 1, does the audience like it? You're only going to find this out by rotating and changing your content. 2, is it easily repeatable, right? Because if you say, hey, my content strategy is I'm going to spend 10 hours creating a listing video, right? You're going to spend all this time on the listing video. And then because you're just starting out your social media journey or you're midway through it, it's going to get 20 likes, not move the needle at all. And you're going to be like, well, fuck this. I'm not doing social media anymore, right? So does the audience like it? This is what we find through trial and error. And is it easily repeatable? Can I do this when I don't want to get out of bed in the morning because the debt collectors are at my door, right? Like, can I do the work? So content types. Going back, we said, like me, trust me, do business with me. One of your content types should be something personal, right? Something that you like to do. You play a lot of basketball, you play a pickup game every single Saturday, man, you better post about it. Just a nice candid shot. Hey, I had a great time playing basketball today, blah, blah, blah. I have to go, if this is on your story or a video, just got done playing basketball, Saturday game. I play every week. Now I got to go shower up, host an open house. Any of you want to 1v1 me after my open house? Come through. Here's the address, blah, blah, blah. Taking something personal that I like to do. This is a very bad example. Probably would come off very non-natural, but just giving you guys an idea. You take something personal. The main theme is the personal thing that I like to do. And the sub theme is remind them you sell real estate, right? So that's content piece number 1. something personal. Content piece number 2, grab bag, whatever you want. This could be literally a meme or humor. If you want to make these quick 30-second TikToks, don't reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel and don't reinvent the reel. Little play on words there. Find what agents are posting that's like getting eyeballs. You guys remember during the pandemic, every real estate agent fully clothed jumping into a pool, right? Come on, you all saw a video like that. No? All right. This was going, I saw a lot of these videos because every single agent who got into a full suit and jumped into a pool said, this would go great on Actually Agents, not realizing that like I already had 40 other people do it, right? But it works. So copy other real estate agents for your humor. Take inspiration. Boom, that's post number 2. And then post number 3 could be another personal, or you can make your strict real estate post. But like if you have price reductions, new listing, offer accepted, stop making them one individual post. Make it like the weekly Friday real estate wrap up, right? Here's what I did last week. I had, one open house, 30 people came to it. I got a price reduction. This price is now, like, make it one post. And even better yet, for Instagram, make it a carousel post, right? You don't need one post for just listed, just sold. It'll have so much more impact and be so much more received positively if it's all one post and they're just scrolling. They're like, man, look at everything Adam is doing. Every week he's got like 3 or 4 things, and really dig deep. If you don't have any listings, you don't have any deals. I mean, hey, I showed 50 houses last week, right? If you can even find 50 houses that are on the market. Or, hey, I got 3 buyers pre-approved with my lender last week. I mean, take the stuff that really seems like, wow, this wouldn't impress any real estate agent seeing it, and flip it and know, yeah, hey, this will impress people who know jack all about real estate, right? The people who haven't gotten 3 approved buyers ever because they're a mid-level manager at a regional pool supply chain. They don't know how real estate works, right? So all this little stuff, I made 500 cold calls this week, right? This is all stuff you put in. Hey, here's my weekly business wrap up. And by the way, here's how many houses sold in our county last month, right? So there are your 3, posts. Cycle through them. Monday, I do this. Wednesday, I do this. Friday, I do this. And every single day, I post something in my story, whether it's a meme or not. I'll give you something good for your story that I'm doing, and I have a couple agents on my Discord doing now, and they get great responses and great conversation from it. Today's 150 for me. So about 150 days ago on my personal account, because I never use my personal account, but there's people on there who I know and I like, and I want them to know, hey, Luca's still around. I just started posting good morning on my story every single day. Good morning, have a great day, number 1, right? Good morning, have a great day, number 2. And I've been doing it 150 days. And I've heard this from other agents, and I've experienced it personally. It starts conversations, right? Because hopefully you're the start to somebody's day. And then when you put the little number on it, right? 1, 2, 3, if you miss a day, go to 5, right? If you want to jump start at 20, right? The person consuming it they'll think you've done it 20 days. Boom. We just taught them that, hey, I'm consistent, right? Hey, this guy, he says good morning every single day. I'm positive, right? Oh, and I wish them to have a good day. You might be the only person in the world who wishes them to have a good day that day, and they might really need it. So boom, now you might have an emotional impact, and you have something to post every single day. It's a really great hack. It starts conversations. People will be like, what's the number for? Or, hey, you have a good morning too. Make the picture, the background of the good morning. If you're at an inspection at 9 a.m., right? Take a picture of the septic truck or whatever. Show off that you're doing real estate stuff, and good morning, have a great day. So there's a post for you guys that you can post every day. Sorry for the rant, but I think it's a great idea. I think every real estate agent should do it.
So that's a static post, or you're doing that with video?
Story on your
That's
Instagram.
a story. Gotcha.
Do it with the story. It wouldn't work for a feed. It's too much and it doesn't lend itself to engagements. But every day you're posting something in your story. People are interacting with it. When people interact with your page, they tell the Instagram algorithm, hey, I want to see more of this guy's stuff, right?
And are you doing videos, or are you doing just like you just said you're just taking like a still photo and just saying good morning?
Static image. And if I'm just waking up at 11 in the morning and I don't want people to know I'm waking up at 11 in the morning, I won't even post a picture. But like I just did a month in Europe, just wanted to work from Europe. So every day I would just post a picture of a landmark that I saw the day before. You know, the Duomo, the Uffizi, Ponte Vecchio. Good morning, have a great day. When I went to Germany, and now it's pictures of Germany. So I'm keying people into what's going on in my life, but I'm making it about them by wishing them a good day. Have a good morning, right? And you can do it every single day. And it gets more and more powerful the longer that you do it, because you might start becoming part of somebody's day. And if you can become part of somebody's day, when that question comes up and they're sitting across the dining room table during dinner with their wife or husband, and they say, honey, I think we need to sell the house. Who should we call about this? Boom. Kyle Powers. I see Kyle Powers every single day. I see his posts all the time. This guy is working, right? That's what branding and social media is. It's not, yes, the low-hanging fruit, I need to buy or sell today, will come, right? But what you're really building on social media is that when somebody makes the decision to buy or sell or do a transaction or needs help, 2 names, 3 names are going to come to the top of their mind, right? And if you're doing your social media right, 2 of those names will be yours. And that's social media and branding. Questions, James? We can get into it. Sorry for the little tangent.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, if you want to ask any questions, just raise your hand and we'll just go in order.
Oh, don't
Kyle,
all jump at
there
once.
we go. Oh, Kyle and Kyle.
There we go. Hey, thanks so much for jumping on the call. I just a couple questions for you. I mean, I've tried with my branding to do something that's, you know, very topical, looks good. So every single photo that I have is professional. I usually do, you know, 2 YouTube videos a week that are professionally edited. Then I cut those back down. I'm trying to focus more on educational posts, but I'm not seeing, you know, the engagement. I've tried a lot of different little things. I just don't know where, you know, I post every single day. I post probably 10 stories every single day, keeping like top of mind, but my growth overall on my page, you know, isn't going the direction that I want. Would you focus on within my stories, start making maybe more direct conversations with people that are looking at my stories so they can see exactly who's doing that, and not focusing so much on likes or engagements in the comments, and maybe focusing on those conversations within my stories more?
Okay, so common thread here, you know, I'm posting this, I'm posting that, none of it's getting me followers. What are you doing? How many followers do you have?
Just over 1,200.
Just over 1,200. Okay, how did you get most of them? Just
Naturally.
grind.
Yeah, posting, I think, consistently, and try like educational posts, trying to, you know, educate my following as much as possible. I mean, I get a bulk of my leads and closings from my page, but I want to supercharge it.
Yeah, supercharge it is stop relying on the algorithm to show your post to people, and start contacting people, and start doing cold DMs, right? Search your location in Instagram, your local market, create a lead magnet, right? Create a lead magnet first. Some reason that you're contacting this person. Be the same reason you're cold calling or door knocking, right? Create a lead magnet first and say, hey, I saw you were in X market. I don't know if this would interest you, but I just wrote a book or an ebook or whatever. I made a curated list of the top 10 restaurants in this market. I was wondering if I could get some feedback from locals, if you think that this is a good list of restaurants, or if there's anything I should add, right? Or you even say, hey, I'm writing a book on the 10 best places to eat in X market. I saw that you were in the area. I'm just wondering, what would you recommend that I include? What restaurant? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I've been there before. Oh, wow, that's great. I live 3 blocks out. And then start the conversation. Have it, and then don't follow them first, but then, wow, yeah, I just popped you a follow. I'd love to stay in touch. You know, when the list comes out, could I send you a copy? Yeah, awesome. What's your email?
Because the roadblock that I have, like when every time someone follows me, I always follow up with a video, say, hey, thanks so much for the follow. Really appreciate the support. If you ever have any questions about real estate, I'll do a little introduction. I never get a response from that. They don't unfollow me. I can still see that they're watching my stories, interacting. But when I try to make it, I don't know if that's too aggressive with the video when someone follows me, but I try to make some of those points. And a lot of it is just usually a dead end.
Yeah. Again, go back to what value are you providing in that intro video?
Okay.
Really, you're just saying, hey, but you just followed me and I'm getting really intense right now. Right. I know a lot of coaches like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and people still today are like, greet every new follower with a video. Yeah, it kind of works, but it really depends on your content. Like it works for these coaches, it works for these real estate coaches because everybody following them are real estate agents, and they'll pop up a video and be like, hey, welcome to the page. Like they're coming to that page to get help with their social media. So like, of course they're going to respond. But if they're coming to your page just because, I don't know, again, I don't know what you're posting,
Sure.
right? It might not be applicable for that audience, right?
Cool, man. And then the last question, because obviously Instagram likes it when you use their tools, the Instagram scheduler within Instagram, if you're using that to populate just by a week basis, like, you know, you break down your YouTube long form into a couple short-term clips, do you think that has, or in your experience, can help with engagement or overall looks within the algorithm because you're using a tool within the platform and not an outside scheduler, but a scheduler from within Instagram?
That's an interesting question. And I do think Instagram does reward using their tools. But again, let's go back to the learning a little bit. You know, if you're not the one physically by the way, it takes like 3 minutes to post if you're good at it, right? You can schedule all your stuff as drafts and then just post a draft and manually post it.
Yeah.
But, you know, let's say you're in a meeting with a client and your auto scheduler goes off and it posts something and, you know, 5 people comment on it and you don't respond for like 3 hours, right? Like instant responding to the people who comment for small accounts is super important. Get them engaged. And by the way, that's another interaction where you're telling the algorithm like, hey, he saw Kyle's post, he commented on Kyle's post, and then Kyle responded back. These guys must be friends or know each other. They want to see more of each other's content, right?
Awesome.
It just goes a little further.
Sure.
So set up the drafts and then you can post within.
Sure.
Seriously, once you're good at it, I go idea to post in under 30 seconds.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. Thanks so much, man. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Kyle Powers.
Powers.
So what you're saying, so I'm similar as Kyle Mark there, but I right now I'm posting every single day. I do at least one story. I'm just over 1,600 followers on that stuff of it, but you know, I think a lot of it are real estate agents as well as like a follow back kind of thing. I get the DMs and all that stuff and engaging in that side of it, and just bringing value on that side. But what you're saying on the growth part of it is, you said just 3 posts a week is essentially what you're doing as far as posting goes, stories every single day. But you did one personal, one copy of a reel or something like that, and then the third one being the real estate and or personal again.
Yeah. So that's a minimum. The
Okay.
content strategy is a safety net. It just ensures that at least 3 times a week in your feed and 1 time a day in your stories, people are going to see your name, right? It's just a consistent schedule for you to rely on. You can do more, but you shouldn't do less.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because they're getting flooded. Think, who here has gotten caught in like a TikTok hellhole or a Reels hellhole, and like you break out of it. It's like coming up from under the water. Like, holy shit, I just spent an hour scrolling videos on Instagram. Yeah, I see a couple of you smiling. Yeah, I'm really hitting a nerve here. How many pieces of content did you consume? 1,000, 2,000? 4 days of that you're consuming, like, they're gonna forget about you. So the 3 a week is a minimum. The 1 a day, the good morning, is at least get your name out there to 100 people or 150. Or we all know story views are lower than feed. It's a safety net. And Foreman, my right hand here, by the way, he said, just to add Kyle Mark, I'd be careful DMing every new follower if all 1,200 of your followers received a video the second they followed you. Instagram knows that. That signals you're trying to sell something, might be worth transitioning to pushing lead magnets and value on stories and posts. Then you can contact them via email or call. Good point, Foreman. And his comment here about signaling to Instagram that you might be trying to sell something. You basically, you don't want to get tagged as a business account that's not using a business account. Because if they know you're a business account, right? What do they want you to do? How does Instagram make their money? Come on. Selling ads. Exactly. Selling ads. So be a creator account, get access to the trending video. Don't be saying fire sale, free CMA, all this kind of direct to consumer verbiage. You don't need to do that. And by the way, that little boost post, guys, it's talking Instagram specifically. I think Facebook Business has it too. It's a little button that says boost post. That is the siren leading your page into the rocks to crash and burn. Never fucking boost a post. Never. If you do want to run paid advertising, always use the Facebook Ads Manager. Okay. The boost post, it's nonsense. Don't use it. I'm sorry if you've used it before and you're sweating now, but you can overcome that. Just don't use it again. Stay off the crack pipe. Adam Gillespie.
What's up, man? Thanks for coming on the show. You're just a wealth of knowledge, and I really appreciate you taking the time. One of my questions is with the story posting. I do see some people that just have like 20 stories going on at once. Is there a limit to how many stories you should post before the algorithm starts saying, hey, well, this is too much? Yeah.
It depends if they're good or not. I've had days where I post 10 stories and they're all pulling 25, 30,000 views, which is really good for me, by the way. My story views average like 8,000. Think about that, 178,000, and my story posts average 8,000. A good story for me is like 40, 50,000. And my good ones only work when there's like 3, maximum of 3. One of them has a poll on it. One of them is a shareable meme that, I haven't posted on my page before. And, another one is like, holy shit, did you see mortgage rates? And another poll. So less is more on stories.
Cool. Copy that.
And
Also
stagger them too. 1 in the morning, don't post 10 back to back. Like, it's about every time you post a new post, you appear right at the front of people's feeds, right? So every time you post a story, it's like a little advertising event where you're going to get to the front of people's feeds. So if you know your audience metrics when they're active, you can time your stories for that time. Like, oh, everybody's active 2 p.m. Eastern. Post your story with a poll 2 p.m. Eastern. You'll get in the maximum amount of people. If it flops, it flops. Timing and whatever, they can't make up for shit content. But you can play with it and use the tools.
Nice. Okay, cool. And then how about like just engagement and comments and stuff like that? I've heard some rumors. So like me, I have a very low Instagram following. I'm pretty much new to it, but I post quite a bit. But I also consume content, but I don't comment a lot. And I've heard that could be hurting me by not engaging with the content that I'm consuming. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I am so bad at commenting on other people's stuff. What I had to do, and I do grow through comments, and this is going to be different for you guys, but identify the pages that you want to steal followers from. So maybe there's a really big agent in your market, or maybe there's a bar that has has a really big social media following, and you know that's local people, that's people who have drank or eaten at that restaurant. I have a secondary burner account that I created that just follows the accounts that I want to farm. I don't need to use this anymore, but this is how I used to do it when I was small, and I know people still doing it. Create a burner account, follows all the accounts that you want to steal follows from, maybe 5 or 6 accounts. Don't go 30, because then it's just a second Instagram account. You're going to lose shit. And turn on post notifications and just target 5 or 6 pages. And then you get an alert from your burner page. So-and-so just posted. Go from your main, go in the top left-hand corner, sort by chronological. You'll see the post, comment from your main. Something nice, witty, funny, topical. Again, in Instagram comments, humor wins every single time. Nobody's getting education from Instagram comments, right? Humor in the comments wins every single time. So, and that you can't really teach how to be funny. Just say something off the wall.
Just
right?
use Chat
Or try.
GPT.
At least try. No, don't use Chat GPT. It'll give you some boomer joke, you know. But yeah, comments you can do like that. And then yeah, I'm sorry, was there a second part to the question, or did I answer it?
No, you got it good there. Yeah. So that's it. I had another question, but I want to let Peter and Jocelyn get in on this. So I really appreciate your time, Luca.
Yeah. Hey, let me apologize to you. I was supposed to go into like the AI workflow, and we didn't really get it. I went a little too deep into social media. So
That's
maybe
okay. You'll
maybe
come
on the
back on
rerun
later and we'll go into AI, bro.
There you go. There you go, man.
Luca, are you at a hard stop here at 11 or 1 o'clock your time?
Nope, I can keep going.
Okay. Peter?
By the way, I love boomer jokes, so let's not hold those back, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm more on the YouTube side with long form content, and I've always been a big believer in driving traffic, almost like a marketing funnel to a certain area. Call it an authority hub or something. So much like if you're driving traffic to your website or driving it to your YouTube channel, to kind of get people to centralize there and using the social media as a feed for that. And so I've kind of struggled with the idea of doing short form content to drive the traffic to either the YouTube channel or to the
there, if I just need to get their email and get it into my master CSV file, right? So I kind of view that as like the brand growth. So long as that list is growing, the brand is growing, right? Whether I do it through the chat bots that sends them a direct link to one landing page or another landing page, that is always the goal. Grow that email list. That is my North Star, my barometer for the health of the page, you know, is the email list growing? So I send them to the Discord, I send them to masterminds, I send them to stuff like this. I have landing pages for the ebook specifically, landing pages for Nurturely. My North Star is just grow the email list. In regards to your other, to the other point you made, dude, if you're already making long form content, you're in such a good spot. It's really hard to go from short form content to long form, because long form is a skill you have to develop, and those videos aren't easy. But there's so many ways that you can turn your long form into short form content and just double use it, right? So growing on YouTube Shorts, starting a YouTube Shorts channel, or really diving into posting Instagram Reels or TikToks, like, should be no issue. No issue. You just take your long form, you clip out a 30, 60-second good clip. You can pay an editor on $5 to do it, right? Or edit it yourself. I don't know your knowledge base for editing, and you already have it. Like your long form is just like, that is the meat and potatoes of everything you can create. And the AI workflow that I didn't get to go into here uses long form content as the progenitor for every other piece of content that you want to put out. You take your long form, you put it into a website like tinywow.com, you get a transcript, or use the ChatGPT for YouTube extension, get a transcript and the top main 5 bullet points, and you plug that into ChatGPT-4 and you say, spit me out a short form video script, or spit me out a blog article, or spit me out a story that I can put in my newsletter. And it all comes from long form. So the whole thing with content creation is we want to be as efficient as possible. We don't want to spend 10 hours creating content for 5 different platforms because there's only 24 hours in a day. We want to spend 3 hours creating content that we can use everywhere and be lazy. So you're a step ahead already that you have a YouTube channel. If I could go back in time, I wish I started on YouTube. Because I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling to get video off the ground for the brand.
Dude, real quick, just to add, there's like AI tools and a bunch of stuff coming out 24/7 where you plug in your long form, like Luca was kind of mentioning. They'll literally identify like what they think would be cool shorts, like what are good conversations. Like it'll hit a question and a whatever. You could just freaking like there's a million and one ways to like, to me, long form content is like the top of the pyramid. Our long form content actually agents is weekly masterminds or like this, where Luke is doing speaking events. This is like the top of the pyramid because when we record this, well, when I, what I do is I'll literally plug that into some AI thing. I'll get the entire text script like Luca was talking about. The next thing you know, I have 20 different topics that we can either mention on the newsletter, push over here. We don't really do too much short form content on the educational side, but it all kind of like loops around. You can do it to your newsletter. You can hit everything with just one top, long form video. So any good ideas from it because you're just going back and forth.
This is Ryan Foreman. He's my right hand at Actually Agents, and he is a mortgage lender. He has a newsletter that's awesome. okforeman.com to sign up, right? He'll plug it in the chat. You're muted right now, Foreman.
Well, let's also finish off with one last question. Let go. But Luca, let's get together and talk about maybe setting up another time where we can go into the AI flows.
That you're using. Sure. I don't know. I couldn't talk about that like I talk about social media. It was only going to be a 15-minute segment anyway. And you have Adam up here who builds himself as an AI expert. He's going to be like, this guy should stick to talking about Instagram because this information is 2 weeks old. That's how quick AI changes.
That's the purpose of this call, is to stay up to date on the AI and stuff, and modern lead gen strategies like social media and stuff like that. So like me and Adam, we talk like nearly every day and nerd out about AI and stuff because it's so much is happening.
Love it.
So Jocelyn.
Hey, good morning. So I know we didn't dive into like the whole AI stuff, but this is like super powerful because I went down like this rabbit hole of lead magnets the other day, and there's so much power behind it. But my question is, so I have a Linktree set up already. Do you set up all your lead magnets on Linktree? Because I have so much stuff on there already, like my YouTube link, my TikTok link, Instagram, Facebook, get connected with me, look for your next dream home. So are you putting all of that on a Linktree? And if I do a lead magnet, should I take some stuff off? And I don't know, like how I'm trying to think of like what type of lead magnets and how many should I put on there to get people's information? Because I feel like I have a few things on there that gets people information, but I'm not getting the results, probably just because I'm not putting out content yet. But once I start, then I'm hoping to build that up. But I think there's a few things on there that have the ability to capture someone's email. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I would say choose a lead magnet, and that's what you champion for that month or that week or whatever. Choose one, get the other ones out of your link tree. If you're using ManyChat or chatbots, sounds like you haven't started the content game yet. So probably that might be too far in the future, but choose one lead magnet and champion it everywhere. Your newsletter, when you're talking to people, in your Instagram post, in your stories, just choose one, because you could try and, hey, I have a buyer's guide and I have a neighborhood guide and I have an open house sign, whatever the fuck. Like, it's confusing. It's confusing. And people are getting sold stuff. I know you're giving away the lead magnets free, but people are literally getting sold stuff every hour of the day. You want it very direct. This is exactly how you can interact with my brand and the information and value that I can provide to you. You don't need to give them 3 or 4 different things at one time. It's great that you have multiple lead magnets. That just means you can rotate them like you rotate your content. So this month, I'm really championing this lead magnet. Next month, I'm really going to champion that lead magnet. And I'm working on a new one that I'm going to champion the month after that. And your link tree, doesn't matter where they follow you, TikTok, Facebook, you want their email anyway. And when you send out your email, it has a link to all your socials, right? You don't need someone to follow you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Like that does nothing. If anything, they'll just get annoyed seeing your face if they start not liking what your face looks like, and they'll unfollow you on everything. And if you're new, focus on one platform, dominate that, use that as a springboard for the next one, right? Because again, going back, we need content easily repeatable, easily executable, easily topical. If you have to blow that out to 5 different platforms, 5 different posting styles, you'll never do it. You'll fail everywhere. So focus on one platform. You don't need to worry about driving traffic to other ones right now. You just need to focus getting their contact information. Because if you have their contact information, you can control if the conversation happens or not. Anything outside of that's not in your control.
Got it.
Real quick, I got to jump in. Luca kind of mentioned champion it, like something in particular, and going forward with that. You kind of talked about link trees, and you're looking at Luca's or mine even. And
Foreman did mine.
Yeah, I just want to talk about real fast, kind of like on your question is if you should have like a different page, you have all this stuff that you're really, what you should do is there's 2 things that I recommend and that we use at Actually Agents is ManyChat, which is the chat bot. So that's how you get engagement. That's how you get people, and it's easy. And you could send them straight to a lead page with just their email. So they don't have to go to your link tree, scroll through, look at all this mumbo jumbo. So you just like go comment the word, I don't know, growth. And yeah, and they'll get an instant DM from your chat bot, whether they comment it on your story, whatnot. And then the other way, which is your link tree, is, in my opinion, you probably will have one lead magnet, but you'll eventually get multiple. Switch them out, because eventually you'll have 200 new followers that haven't seen that lead magnet that you posted 6 months ago. And in my opinion, I think that should be your number one thing, especially if it's relevant. So if it's like buying a house or preparing to buy a house in 2024, that's your top one right there. So anyone that's actually interested in real estate is going to probably want that. And that right there is a lead. They gave you their email, and that's all you want. You just want their email. Phone number, also nice. Sometimes I'll have it where it sends out a text and an email, so I get their phone number.
People will give up their email.
Yeah.
They hold on to their phone number like it's worth gold, when really it's, for a lot of marketing purposes, the phone number is useless unless you're calling them. And then we get into efficiency. They give up the email a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right. So remove the barriers. Again, remove the barriers for a consumer interacting and giving you business.
Yeah.
Right. Remove having to sift through a million different lead magnets. Remove having to give your phone number. Very direct. I have value. Give me your email. And then email.
Real quick, I posted a link from the broke agent on there. Now, bam. That's an article about ManyChat, how to set it up. I think it's based off of this one real estate agent that does it. Check it out. It is easy to set up, and it's just like, yo, hit us with this word, so you don't have to go Linktree, Jumbo, Mumbo, whatever. So check that out.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When you get their emails, are you hitting them every week with the newsletter, or what are you doing with those emails?
We do every week. Foreman is our email czar, so that's why I had him come up here, just if I can't answer. Every week we hit him with an email. It's really just for our brand. Again, it's going to be different for you guys and the audience you're targeting. For us, it's very simple. The lead magnet that we're pushing that week. So last week was an ebook. We have an advertisement for Nurturely, free follow-up service. We have a list of the events happening in the Discord, and that's it. That's our email. Maybe we'll switch it out. Like we repurpose content everywhere, right? And we segment our email list. So like Foreman, okforeman.com, the newsletter he sends out is practical tips on lead magnets, marketing, how to really blow out your open house, all this stuff. That's what we send to agents on Nurturely or who have been through the Nurturely ecosystem. But we'll take that and pull that and put it into our main email from actually agents, and then promote Foreman's newsletter, right? So we repurpose the content once a week. We'll send reminders if masterminds are happening. We'll send a reminder out. Eric from the Broke Agent, great at email. He does once a day, but they're really pumping out a lot of content. I said this earlier, not in this, but to somebody maybe yesterday, like the frequency is going to be dictated by the content. The content is going to be dictated by the audience, and you dictate who your audience is by the lead magnets you create or the marketing that you put out into the world, right? So you almost have to figure out the audience first. If my audience is just people who live in my market, maybe one a day is a little aggressive, right? But if I'm sending out, you know, let's say every day you're sending out a discount code to a local restaurant or something, then one a day isn't aggressive. It works with the type of content, right? I send out a discount to a local business every single day. It works. Still, that's just a nightmare to coordinate. So really depends. What's your email look like? And that's the frequency.
Well, Luca, I appreciate you coming on here and also staying late for us. So much value, and love to have you back on here again. And also, if you guys are interested on keeping up to date on this mastermind, Agent Power Hour, just shoot an email or DM to the person who invited you, and we'll get you updated on that. And also, that's just great stuff. So, Luca, I think there's so many more masterminds we can do, and you brought up so many topics that I'd like to, you know, dive deeper in also. So, Luca, do you have any final words?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I think this is great. One of the reasons we started our mastermind was agent collaboration. I don't know if all y'all are from like the same market or
We're all over.
all over. Yeah, I think these types of events are great. Keep coming back, because you know, you'll have local masterminds or your office meeting, and agents really aren't willing to share what's working with people they perceive as competition. So I think it's awesome that James and you guys are hosting masterminds like these. I really encourage everyone to keep encouraging them and keep seeking knowledge. It'll better serve you, better serve your clients. And also actuallyvalue.com, actuallyvalue.com. That's the shill. Go to actuallyvalue.com. I don't sell anything. I don't sell courses. Everything's free, but you have to go to actuallyvalue.com. There's an ebook right there. We'll put every ebook up there.
What was the website?
God damn it. Actuallyvalue.com. Not only does this guy have a great name for real estate, Kyle's Power. Freaking invokes success. But he's funny too.
Would be better if his name was
not
Max,
fair.
though.
Yeah, it would be better. Max Powers. Yeah, be better.
Or Kenny Powers.
Or Kenny Powers. Absolutely.
So, all right, guys. Yeah, come on back for, you know, modern lead gen strategies, SEO, AI, and, you know, social media. Let's keep on masterminding together and, you know, build a great community.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.